Hey guys, we're going to be making oven roasted cauliflower. What you're going to need is some kosher salt. The kosher salt you're going to need just a little bit for seasoning. You're going to add some 1/4 cup of Parmesan. She wants fresh, but I'm going to use this one because it's reduced fat and just saves a little bit of points. 3 cloves of garlic cloves that are chopped, and I will be using the minced garlic. And 1/2 teaspoon equals 1 clove of garlic, so we'll be using 1½ teaspoons. Also, she wants real lemons. She wanted juice of 1/4 lemon, so I'm going to add my real lemon juice. Some pepper for taste. You're going to add some olive oil, which is the 1/4 cup of olive oil, and 6 cups of cauliflower. And I decided instead of using their cauliflower, the fresh one, I have frozen cauliflower that we'll be using. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take 6 cups of your cauliflower, and we are going to put that into a baking sheet. Well, actually, we're going to combine. We're going to combine the cauliflower, your 1/4 cup of olive oil, your lemon juice, which is 1/4 of a lemon, and then you're going to add your garlic, which is the 1½ teaspoons I told you about, your pepper, a little bit of your kosher salt, and we're going to mix it all together. So let me do that real quick. According to this cauliflower package, there is 4½ cups in here because the serving size is actually a cup of this cauliflower. So I'm going to pour this into my bowl, and then I do have another bag that I'm just going to pour another 1½ cup in. There's my cauliflower, so now I'm just going to add a little bit of the real lemon, and I'm probably just going to add in a tablespoon. Now I'm going to grind in my pepper. 1/4 cup of my olive oil, I'm going to throw that in there now. While Keegan's doing the worm on my floor, I'm going to get over there eventually and add just a little bit of this kosher salt into our mix. Good, he's going the other way. Still trying to avoid the worm, and I'm going to add in 1½ teaspoon of minced garlic.
Avoid the what?
Look what he's doing.
Oh, by the way, she's in.
Now I'm going to mix this together, and you're going to put this in the oven for about 30 minutes. You're supposed to put this in a roasting pan, but I'm just going to put mine in here. It's just easier for me right now. So.
Hey Mom, no, you're supposed to put it in a roasting pan, or else the poison won't cook correctly.
So we're going to do this for 30 minutes, and then you're going to stir it occasionally as it cooks as well. Okay, so let me put that in the oven, and then we're going to make the pork chops. Okay, so now we're making pork chops. I'm making mine a little different than Skinny Taste because I don't have some of the ingredients. I don't have scallops, and I don't have parsley. So what I'm using is I'm using 4 pork chops, which I'm using these pork chops. They're supposed to have the bone in them, but I couldn't locate that at the grocery store or the commissary. So this is what I'm using. It's 1.48 pounds. She wanted 4 that were 1 inch thick from Visible Fat. So there's that one. I have Dijon mustard, and you need a tablespoon of that. Some pepper, some salt. You're going to need some chicken stock. She said fat-free, didn't have it, so you're going to need 1 cup of that. And then you're going to add 10 ounces of sliced baby bella mushrooms. So I'm going to slice these up. I have 8 ounces. If you do have the parsley, it's 2 tablespoons of parsley. And if you have the scallops, it's 1/4 cup. And I will link the recipe on how to make it her way and what to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is butter. You need a tablespoon of butter. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to melt this butter in a large pan, and then we're going to season the pork with salt and pepper.
Smoothie?
So what I'm doing now is I'm taking my tablespoon of butter, and I am using this right here on a low heat. So I'm just going to scoop that in, put it in, grab my pork, and we're going to season it with the salt and pepper. See, the butter is actually melting. I just salted the pork chops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add them in. They've been salted and peppered, and you're going to brown them until they're done. So as you can see, my pork chops are on here. I raised the heat up to medium so they will brown and get done faster. So we're going to do that. According to her instructions, if you use the four pork loins at 1 inch thick trim, you're going to cook it on the medium heat until they're brown, and she says 7 to 8 minutes longer. So about 78 minutes is what you're going to cook them for. Then you're going to remove these and put them in a warm spot, and then you're going to make the sauce on top. Again, I don't have the shallots and I don't have the parsley. While those are actually cooking, I'm going to take my mushrooms, I'm going to rinse them off, and I'm going to slice them.
Yeah.
My fork is done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it off, I'm going to cover it with foil, and then we're going to make the sauce for it. And here is my sliced mushrooms. Now is when you'd be adding the shallots into the pan, which I don't have. So now I'm going to add in 1 cup of my chicken stock in here. It glazes it, and now we're going to add a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, and I'm using Grey Poupon. Are you blowing out my hot food? Is it hot? So I'm going to mix this. It's my husband calling. Okay. And okay, so there that is. And now I'm going to add in my mushrooms, which is right here. There we go. Mix that through. Okay, like so. That's Keegan. And then, according to her, you're going to cook them until the mushrooms are done. So we're going to take care of that, get that cooking. Our cauliflower should be done very shortly. I don't have parsley, but I do have parsley flakes, so I'm just going to put that in, just to get some in there. So I'm just going to sprinkle this. It doesn't want to come out very well, so I'm going to take the top off in a minute if it doesn't work with me. There it goes. Okay, so I'm just going to add some more. So the mushrooms are done, but first I'm going to show you the cauliflower. Here's the cauliflower. It's cooked. I'm going to spin it. I'm going to go and stir it one more time. And then you're going to cover it with 1/4 cup of Parmesan. That is what the cauliflower looks like now. It looks really good. It smells good. You can smell the lemon, definitely. Here's the mushroom sauce. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to fix one of them and then feed the family. Here's one of the pork chops that we did. There's no breading, just salt and pepper. And you're going to take some of this mixture, which is actually your gravy, and you're going to put it on top. Really simple and easy. That's the finished product.